There's a lovely community in Kinsale. When you look outside the tourist part of it, like I'd be a member of a theatrical group called the Rampart Players, and they're all basically Kinsale people, or people who moved to Kinsale. And you know, if you, as I say, if you look outside at the touristy areas, there's a lovely tight-knit kind of bunch of people in Kinsale who kind of hang out together, not just in the summer but in the winter too. I suppose if you want to get the essence of Kinsale, you have to come here in the winter. November, December, January and February. That's Kinsale. What you see in the touristy months is not. We started doing the ghost tour 20 years ago. Myself, my friend David Peer, and we started it. We did it essentially to make some small amount of money for a couple of months during the summer. We did July, we did August, we did Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We did a total of 24 tours, and then we stopped, and that was 20 years ago. And the following year, the tourist office were ringing us. We got tourists were ringing us, people were ringing us saying, hey, when are you going to do the ghost tour again? And we had no intention of doing it, but we got so many phone calls, we decided perhaps we should. And 20 years later, we're still doing the ghost tour. Now, I think if we were in any other tour, any other town in Ireland, if you're in Bantry, if you were in Skibbereen, if you were in Clonakilty or Schull, that wouldn't happen. But I think it happens in Kinsale, and I think that's kind of, that's Kinsale for you. Things like that can just work where they wouldn't work in other towns. So the first 4 years of my life were I lived in Cork Street, and then from the age of 4 until now, I guess, I lived in the pub. So yeah, I grew up in the pub. My mother spent most of her life in the pub. As I said, she inherited it from her aunt, Auntie Annie, Annie Barry, which was perfectly normal to me to be brought up in a bar. But I think to other people it might be quite strange. I mean, I had a little playpen in the corner of the bar, and if there was music in the bar or an event in the bar, I'd be sitting there even as a child, 4, 5, 6 years old, or there was a little kitchen just off the bar. That's where we ate and we had our tea and we watched television and things like that. So literally just outside that door there was raucous goings on of people drinking and smoking. Of course, everybody smoked in those days, and that was perfectly normal. I'd like to see the buses that come from the ferries to Kinsale. I'd like it if they didn't come to Kinsale. You know, I'm sure the people on them are really very nice and all that kind of thing, but the facilities aren't there for them. And it's not that they don't spend money in Kinsale. I don't care whether they do or not, but they cause congestion, which I'm not supposed to talk about. What would I like to see changed? I don't know. Isn't Kinsale lovely? It's a nice town. It's nice in the summer, and it's nice in the winter. You must have change in the town. You must have people from outside of Kinsale coming to live in Kinsale. Otherwise, the town would just stifle, and so I'm quite happy to see it evolve naturally. I don't want any specific changes. The important part of that question is the next generation to live here in Kinsale. At the moment, it's almost impossible for young people in Kinsale to actually afford to buy property here. It's such a popular place that property prices they're extraordinary. You know, even quite wealthy people who come into the bar from America look at the property prices in Kinsale and say, God, how can you afford to buy property here? I don't know how the next generation are going to afford to buy property here. The younger generation who start off with nothing anyway, I don't know. I would like to see them to be able to live in Kinsale. I can't really see how they can.